in general, like the friends that you make and the companions and the company that you keep with you throughout your time. And we all know we're nearing the end of Ramadan, and we didn't expect things to be this way, especially with the coronavirus. Everything has become uncertain. And it has made me realize, as humans, we have very little control over things. You can make plans, but everything in the end is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, we made plans for this Ramadan. We have usually you have itikaf in IQRO right now, and Eid will be in a nice park and have a barbecue, and everyone is nice together. But we had to stay at home, and a lot of things, everything we had to do at home. Another thing is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, that is Hajj, may be cancelled today. Because of the virus, and we have no power or control over this, and it shows we're just human in the end. But the one thing that we have control over is there's a very few things that we have control over, but one of those things is the friends that we choose, which goes to our main topic. Is the topic of friends. You know that quote, some people know that quote, is that you can choose your family, but you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. It's often in social media a lot, right? You try to see that, blood is relative, but then my friends are the ones who I choose. That's why they're my brothers, etc., etc. And this choice is very important in our lives, whether we like it or not. We think that we can do things by ourselves, but in the end, a lot of our influence comes from the people around us. Our personalities, our values, and our ideas just change from the people who we hang out with. Like, for example, in school, right? How many of you completed an action because your friend told you to, right? Your teachers always give you the example of if your friend told you to jump over the bridge, would you do it? And a lot of the time, this might be so, because in psychology, especially developmental psychology, there are some things that people that try to figure out what is the most important influence in your development. One of those major influences is this idea of nature versus nurture. So nature would be the genes in your body, but nurture is the environment around you. So in short, is someone's mic still on? There's a little beeping over and over again. No one else can hear that, only me. Okay, never mind. Can everyone hear me? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, easy.
Yes, we can.
All right, sweet. Very silent today. All right, so in very short, this nature of nurture argument, it's both of them. So both the environment and your genetics have a play within a part. So in terms of the nurture part, just think about it. If you're born in a place where there's not much sun, your skin tends to be paler, and you would have less resistance to sun, and you might get skin cancer and stuff like that. But if you live in a place where there's a lot of sun, like most of us are Indonesian, right? Our skin tends to be more tan, and we are less susceptible to skin diseases as well. So it's not just the environment that impacts us who we are, because that's in terms of physicality, it is the environment. But society does impact yourself and your social well-being. So friends are an important factor in determining who you are as a person. And I'll say a hadith, and probably people have heard this hadith a lot of times. So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the parable of a good friend and a bad friend is the same as a carrier of musk and a blacksmith. The carrier of musk, so musk is perfume, will give you, if you hang out with them enough times, you'll notice a good smell. Because if you hang out with someone with a perfume, it'll be a good smell. But if you hang out with a blacksmith, because the whole time they work with coal and ash and the burning of steel, then he will smell of that burning of steel. And if you spend with them as much time as you do, you will also have that bad smell with you. To be in a more modern perspective, pretend your friend just played sport with you and you have to pick him up in your car. And if you're in that car with him, you'll notice a smell, and the people around you will probably have the same smell as you do. And people will notice that. So just think about it as that, in that sense. So that hadith shows that if we are in the company of good people, their good characters and their good habits will influence you yourself. They're able to give you wise and good advice and lead us to the right path. But if you hang out with the bad people, so you get influenced by their characteristics and their bad habits, and you might not go down through that right path that you think. So yeah, again, but a lot of it you might be thinking that this influence wouldn't be as strong because you might be like stronger. A lot of times when you have those ideas of like peer pressure or peer pressure, or like if someone gives you example of like, oh, if your friends are smoking with you, would you join them? You'd say, no, we won't because I'm stronger than this. But in reality, we conform to things pretty easily. Conformity is the idea that if your friends are doing something, you tend to join them what they're doing because it's what the group does. So we will usually conform to pressure and conform to things quite naturally. So I'll give another example. So in a classroom, pretend it's math period and everyone is doing their work. Are you standing around or are you sitting on the table? Like you don't even have to be doing work 100% of the time. Like you just be sitting there on your phone, but you would be sitting down. Just think about it. Would you be the only person standing up in class? You wouldn't, right? Because everyone else is sitting down. So you just join everyone else and you'll sit down. If not, you'll be weird. So you conformed to the things around you by sitting down with people because it's your choice. You have a choice. Do you want to sit down or do you want to stand up? But because of the people around you are sitting down, you'll be more inclined to sitting down. So this idea of conformity is like, it shows that you can be very easily influenced, even though you might not think about it. So it caters around to the idea of good friends and bad friends. Having good friends would lead you to do good, but having bad friends will lead you to do not good things, right? So how do we choose good friends? And how do we know which friends to choose and which are good friends, right? So let me just look at the chat list over here. And if I just look at the chat list, most of the people in this call are in high school or primary school. Can you type in the chat? Am I correct? What's the common age group around here? Hello, Zelda. Hello, Ahmed. So if anyone can chat, yeah, high school. Right? Hanan, you're in high school. Don't be shy. It's just chatting. Yeah, and I like to think that everyone here goes to a Muslim school or a public school. Just type away. Public school. Okay. All right. So majority is Muslim school, but Zafar / Ahmed goes to a public school. So you probably have more experience in choosing friends, right? Because if you come to a Muslim school, you're in a very sheltered location. And it's very easy to figure out who's good and who's bad because they come from the same deen as you. And you know this halal and haram relationship is very easy. But sooner or later, you guys, since you're in high school, you're going to go to university real soon. And this is where freedom comes. This is when everything starts opening up and you realize that, oh, look, my ideas are very different to everyone else. And because we live in this Western country, we're going to realize that you'll be a black sheep. You're going to be away from everyone. And the only way you can be with everyone, especially those in your degree and the friends you make later on, right? You have to conform to their ideas. But that's not how it should be done, especially as Muslim people. We shouldn't lose our identity just because we're different to other people. So choose the friends and choose the company that you make really carefully, especially in this time. Keep this in mind, especially you're in high school right now. When you're in university, a lot of the times we have to make decisions on the fly because this is a new environment that we are in. And the friends you will choose in this time is very important. There's friends you choose in school. You can't always determine who's good and bad. But I trust that since you're all in a Muslim school, you'll try to find those who are nicer. But I'm just giving you the future problem that you have. So how do you choose these good friends in this future time or in this time that you have now in high school, right? Because maybe you do have bad friends in high school. How do I choose someone? that I know would give me good advice, that I would know, that I could benefit rightly from right now? Like, do I choose the side, like, skips class a bit, doesn't pray sunnah when you have to pray it if you're Malik Fahad Mosque, right? Or do I choose the guy that says, hey guys, it's time to pray. Hey guys, are you fasting today? Hey guys, did you do your homework? Listen to the teacher. Do I choose that guy? Usually that guy is usually the uncool guy. No one listens to him. And the other guys that do their own thing are the cool group, and you tend to hang out with them because that's like cool in general. But why would I choose that guy that is always telling me the right thing to do when it's regarding not cool? So we tend to look at the deen to the Islam in that, to the deen in that, right? Alhamdulillah, Islam has given us this easy solution because we know what's right and what's wrong. And what's good and what's bad. It's the ideas of halal and haram. We do the good, so we do the halal, and we avoid the haram. When you look at it, it's very simple. But again, because of society, it becomes very hard because we try to conform to what's cool and what's not, right? But if you take a step back, we look at the examples of the Prophet and his Sunnah and what the Quran teaches us. We figure out how we should act with one another and which company we had to choose. Like, if you remember the topic a few weeks ago on Surah Al-Kahf, it was about 7 friends who completely went against their society and avoided evil and hid in a cave for, I forgot how many years of this, my bad. But they were protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So in the end, we should always refer back to our deen when things get hard. And when the choices we have to make, we have to go back every single time, no matter what. There is an ayah in Surah An-Nisa, I think ayah 135. It says, stand firm for justice, even if it is against yourself or parents. So the importance of justice is so high that it goes against your own like conscious thoughts and your parents, one of the most important like pillars in your life. So even because your parents and yourself is so high, why would you listen to that friend, right, that tells you to do the bad things? Always stand firm for justice. This is how important Islam puts justice as, and this is how important good company is, because you have to figure out which ones of these people would always stand firm for justice with you. Another example, another Islamic example that I could give you is the characteristics of Abu Bakr, who is regarded as one of the closest and truest friends of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? Imagine we all had a friend like Abu Bakr, mashallah, right? Guaranteed Jannah, even referenced in the Quran, right? The only companion to join the Prophet during his hijrah, and the story where when they were both in the cave and he got bit by the scorpion or whatever, he got bit by an insect, and he didn't scream at all, so he could let the Prophet sleep. That is the true friends that we need during these times, especially, where we don't know what's right and what's wrong, because Islam isn't the major religion in the world, and it's not the major political factor anyway. So if you look at the characteristics of Abu Bakr, where his nickname was As-Siddiq, the truthful, he would trust his friends almost immediately. And I'm talking about like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the Prophet gave him the idea of this new religion of Islam. Which one of you, if your friends went up to you and said like, oh, let's start this thing new, would you trust them straight away? You put all your money with that. And this is not just like a business venture or something like that. This is a completely different new religion. But he did. Abu Bakr did. He gave his value, his money, everything, just for the sake of Islam, for his friend that he trusted in 100%. He gave everything away. This is the kind of friend that we need. The one who knows how to balance his virtues and rights and morals for the good path, not other friends. That is the type of people that you have to try to find in your life, because they will help you ultimately to gain the path of Jannah. These are the people that you have to find. So I'm reaching the end here because I'm reaching the end here because I don't want to take it too long, especially some of you might try to finish some juz today or haven't khatam the Quran yet or reach your goals in this Ramadan. But I'll try to end it a bit earlier than before. But if you didn't learn anything at all from my lecture, I'll leave you with one final message. And this hadith, which is it's Sahih by Bukhari and Muslim on the authority of Abu Sa'id, is probably one of the insightful and important hadith that I ever come across. And try to make really good use of it, because it's kind of like a big game changer. So everyone knows that in the Day of Judgment, there's a lot of people who would what's the word? But basically, they could intercede. That's the word. So they can intercede on your behalf and take you from hell to heaven. So one of those examples is the Prophet. Another one is like if you know someone who's a hafiz, they can intercede on your behalf and they can take you from from hell to heaven. But another one is in this hadith. So when the Day of Judgment finally comes to an end, the people of Iman, so those who are in Jannah, inshallah, and those who are good with good Iman and are sincere, will realize that some of their friends are missing. So they'll ask Allah, they'll inquire about them, and they beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to release them from the hellfire, saying, Ya Allah, they used to pray with me, they used to fast with me, and they do hajj with us. So please bring them to us in heaven, because we can't live our life in heaven, which is infinite, right? We can't live our life in heaven without them, right? So your friends can't bear to live in heaven without you, even though they have everything, right? We know that heaven has everything, Jannah has everything for us. Anything you want, you can get. But they can't bear to live their life without you in Jannah. So Allah will say to them, go and take out whoever you recognize. Allah will first protect their bodies from the fire, and then they'll be allowed to walk inside Jannah. Imagine that. So you just know this guy as a friend, and he's sincere, so he goes to Jannah. But you don't. Inshallah, none of us go to Jahannam, but in this sense, right? And he takes you out. Or then you can be that nice friend and you find someone who doesn't go to Jannah and you want to get him out. And so you take out your friend. So it doesn't matter what sins they have. You can take them out, or they can take you out, just because they want you back. They want you in paradise with them. That's how important befriending someone good is. It's such a gift to have that sense of friendship and brotherhood with someone else. And of course, you have to be someone of Iman as well, because in the end of the day, ultimately, which one of your friends can literally drag you out of Jahannam? Only the good ones can. So Al-Hasan al-Basri will say, take as many righteous friends as you can, for they will be given an intercession on the Day of Judgment. So I hope everyone just always remembers that hadith, especially when they're choosing friends, or especially when you're hanging out with your friends and you're like, you know, this guy isn't really right for me. Sometimes you have that back in your head when your friends are doing something and you're like, this isn't the right thing to do. When you figure out that that isn't the right thing to do, make sure you start moving away from that circle of friends. Because if you want change to occur, if you're like praying for Allah, Ya Allah, please help me with this, let me stop sinning, help me with this, the first thing you have to do is change the circle of friends, because they're the people around you. They will influence you the most. Once you get out of that and you find someone good, more good will happen to you. Change will actually occur, and they might actually help you get out from Jahannam and into Jannah in the Day of Judgment. But inshallah, all of us go to Jannah regardless of that, and inshallah we all get good friends, and Allah will protect us from the Day of Judgment and bless us for everything we do. That's the end of my lecture. Does anyone have any questions?
Are there any questions? If you want to write a question, just go to the message and Brother Naufal will answer them.
So, okay, I think for that, I'm not too sure if there's a limit for how many friends you can take out of. But like, because think about it, in that circumstance, you're already in heaven. Would you ultimately think about all the friends that you had? You'd only take out the ones that who you had a sincere relationship with, right? So make sure, like, especially Zartha, if you have no friends, it's better to have friends. But it's hard. It's hard to find out who you can. So just look at the din, look at back in the din, and try and figure out who's the better what's it called? Who can help you out, you know, in the end. Anyone else? If not, we can go straight to Kahoot.
Are there any more questions?
No.
No? Okay.
No? All right. Let's continue with Kahoot time. Brother Naufal, did you make a Kahoot? Or?
Yeah. I'll just share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, I hope everyone finds good friends, you know. It's really important at the end of the day. Okay. Go ahead, join in. I hope I did this right. I don't know. Bismillah. And if you need someone to talk to, right? If you don't have any friends and you actually need someone to talk to, IQRO is always there. Community is always there. Like, alhamdulillah, I've seen most of you guys always join to these lectures every single time. And that's a good step forward in terms of community and stuff like that. So the one idea of trying to find good friends is through community, and alhamdulillah, IQRO provides that. So if you need anything, just ask anyone from IQRO. Everyone's there, everyone's family, basically, everyone's friends.
Please use your real name when you do the Kahoot, so we'll know who are the winners.
Or if you're gonna use nickname, be a bit more, you know, clever. How many people? All right, there are 18 people, but I think not all of them are adults. Not all of them are like boys' youth. So I'll wait another 10 people to join. Or just tell me when to start, Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll start it up.
Is there anyone else going to connect? If not, just type in the chat.
Yeah. I heard the prize is really big. I heard IQRO is gonna give a huge prize today. All right, I'll just start with 8. I'm fine with that. Just join. I think you can join back if you can. All right, there you go.
What is the main topic? Ramadan, coronavirus, control, or friendship?
I think there was 8 people. There's 7 answers. Never mind. All right then.
Looks like Zota is in the lead. You choose. You can choose your friend. False or true?
By the way, not all the questions are based off the lecture. So. Oh, sorry. Oh. Which companions are specifically promised Jannah? This one's worth 2,000 points, so I hope you know your hadiths. And don't be checking Google, all right? So it's cheating. Ooh, not everyone got the right. Bilal ibn Rabah isn't specifically mentioned in the hadith. That's why. It's those who are specifically mentioned. Oh, I guess it's not showing scores anymore. We'll try to fix that. Do you know why it doesn't show scores anymore? Oh, there
I'm
you go.
not sure.
No, that's fine. Okay. Oh, Mama, we can't
Looks like
join.
AU is on the lead.
Oh, Mama, we can't join. All right. Yeah. Next one. Which month is after Ramadan?
Which
Oh, everyone got that one.
which surah has an ayat stand firm for justice?
Just for people who are listening.
Look like AU is still in the lead. True or false? Can your friends influence your personality?
Oh. Everyone was listening to that one.
And AU is still on the lead. Who can put you
Out of hell.
out of hell after day of judgment?
So is a good friend, school principal, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or the kebab store guy? Oh, inshallah.
AU is still in the lead.
So
Who was the last Islamic
Caliph?
caliph?
Yeah. I think the answer is Sultan Tawfiq, guys. No, just do a random answer. No one got that right. Ali ibn Abu Talib was the last righteous caliph, you could say. Sultan Mehmed is the one who conquered Constantinople. But the last Islamic caliph overall was Sultan Abdul Masih, who was the final guy, and then the Ottoman Empire disbanded. And Sultan Tawfiq is our resident Nasheed singer, other than Anga. So yeah, no one got that right. Shame.
When did IQRO Sydney buy McCord?
Sorry for the Perth guys, if there's anyone from Perth. Oh, Mom got that right. It's 2010. I don't know if you were born then.
Looks like Ibrahim is third. True or false? You can choose your family.
Oh, sorry. I think
You're wrong.
yeah, no. That was my bad. I did wrong.
Very
So
old.
whoever got that whoever got that true
Do
is
you
doing
do
a
this?
technicality. Nah, I can't redo it. It's fine. Yeah, whoever got it wrong is got it wrong.
Where is Perth located?
There's still more questions. Oh, nice. Should be a more accurate answer. That's why.
Looks like AU is still in the lead. Where is this located?
There should be an image.
Yeah.
Oh, only one of you guys knew where Perth is. That's a shame. Hanan's coming closer. So what is Amr ibn al-As responsible for? So liberating Egypt, completing the first Azan, wrote down the Hadith, so he liberated Palestine. Little bit of Islamic Sirah. What question are we up to? Ooh, 2 people got it right. Yeah, so he was part of the Palestine campaigns, but he wasn't the major factor for it. But he did help liberate. He was the main factor for liberating Egypt.
Ibrahim is coming third.
5 more questions.
How many
Just read it. Mammoths.
How many mammoths exist in the wild today?
Only 4 answers? All right. I think everyone disconnected. But yeah, 0, they're extinct.
How many battles of Khalid?
How many battles did Khalid bin Walid lose? No, they got 5. Yeah, so the answer is 0. He was known to be undefeated in any battle and any skirmish. Should read up on him. Very, very, very interesting. So scores are practically the same. So which of these can you not consume? Question 17. Yeah, good job, everyone. Hanan, I want you to win, okay? Which surah number is Surah Ar-Rahman? It was read today. Oh, answer's 55. Bit tricky, this one. Scores are still the same, except for Zafran coming up. Which surah is about Abu Lahab? So it's the Prophet's uncle. Yeah, Surah Al-Masad, there's no Surah Lahab, but it's basically Tabat yada, that one. All right, last question. If you know your Islamic seerah, this will be pretty easy. It was the first pilgrimage when they went to Abyssinia. Yeah, answer Surah Al-Maryam. Had a lot of similarities with the Bible. That's why. All right, that's it.
In third place is Hanan, then Ibrahim, then in first place is Ayub. So the winners for today's Kahoot game, can you please wait at the end of the call, and I will text you the number, and the team will arrange the presents for you. I would like to make an announcement that it will happen inshallah on Sunday as announced by ANIC. We will also have takbir together via Zoom on tomorrow, Saturday from 7 p.m. There will be also prizes too. So brothers, don't forget to join again tomorrow. As it is now the end of today's program, we hope you enjoy it and learn something. May Allah accept our ibadah and in the blessed month of Ramadan, and may Allah give us another chance to meet Ramadan next year, inshallah. Now let us all close by saying Alhamdulillah Alameen, and closing dua. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah everyone for listening. And everyone better come to Takbiran. Everyone in this call should come to Takbiran. Assalamualaikum.
Can the winners of the Kahoot game please stay?